In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about how you can use Google Workspace as a project management system. More specifically, how you can use Gmail and Google Calendar's features to your advantage so that you can be more productive within your practice. Before we jump into the video, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Kim. I help therapists in private practice get online, get confident with admin and reduce tech overwhelm. I'm going to be doing a screen share so that I can really show you how to utilize the features within Gmail and Google Calendar. At the end, I'm also going to show you an application that's already within Google Workspace if you pay for it, so that you can really get the benefit of using Google Workspace as a project management system. Even if you are using the free version, there's loads that you can do to be able to manage your time more effectively. So let's jump straight into my computer now so that you can learn all about using Google Workspace as a project management system. So I'm going to be taking you through some fantastic things that you can do to use Google Workspace as a project management system. So if you haven't seen my video all about creating the perfect week and time blocking using Google Calendar, go check out that video first. I'm going to link it right now and then come back to this video. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you now know how to create additional calendars within Google Workspace and you have created your perfect week so you know exactly what you want to be doing at any one time. So let's say you are going to have a repeated admin task at 1:30 every single day where you are going to get some admin done. So the first thing you're going to want to do is create that appointment. So I'm going to add it here. We're going to do admin tasks and we're going to do that for 1 hour. We're going to change it from the client appointments to the admin. So it's going to go into yellow. We're going to repeat that every weekday, Monday to Friday. You can custom that if there's a day you don't work on admin or something like that. And then we're going to save it. So we're going to block that time out into our calendar every single day. Now, you may have a specific day that you work on admin. So maybe on a Monday, you do all of your admin. So you can block that whole time out and then maybe just have time for your emails on an everyday occurrence. So how you decide to time block is up to you. I'm just going to show you how to use this. So the good thing about creating the block in your calendar means that you can have notifications set up and you can set different standard notifications for each of these different calendars. So to be able to change that, you want to click on the three dots, go to settings and sharing, and then scroll down till you get to event notifications and you can add a specific notification. So let's say you want to be advised about all of your admin 10 minutes before it starts. So if you click on add notification, you can then decide whether that's a notification or an email, and then you can change the number of minutes, hours, days, or whatever. So let's say we just want to know 10 minutes before an admin appointment starts. So I'm going to go back here now. And now for any appointments that you have within that admin calendar, you are going to be notified about it 10 minutes before. And what a notification means is that if you have your Google Calendar synced with your phone, the notification is going to come to your phone. So if you don't have that, it's probably better that you get an email. So now that you've done that, there are a couple of things we can do for you to be able to manage what you're going to do within that time block. So if you open the appointment and click on edit, you can add a description of all the things that you want to do. So you can say, I want to complete my invoicing today, or I want to complete my bookkeeping, things like that. So you can put that in the description. And then when you save, what you want to do is you just want to save it for this event because you're not going to do the invoicing on every single day. So click OK. And now if you click on the event, you'll see here what it is that you have to do. Now, another way you can do that instead is by adding tasks for the same time. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click next to it. And instead of creating an event, I'm going to create a task and I'm going to write complete invoicing. Okay, and I want to do that at 1:30, save. So now what it's going to do is it is going to give you a task list. So you don't get reminders for tasks, which is why you want to do the admin block, but having a task list in a different color and something that you can mark off can be really useful so that you can see in your calendar exactly what it is that you need to do. So let's say you've got an hour for this admin task and invoicing is going to take you 30 minutes. So we'll just say that as an example. So what are you going to do for the other 30 minutes? So at 2 p.m, you can add another task, and maybe for this one, you're going to send 5 networking emails. And then in the description, you can add more details like the 5 people you want to reach out to. And then we're just going to set that for 2 o'clock and save. And now we've got the 2 tasks that we're going to complete in this time block. So at 1:20, you are going to get a notification that it is your admin time coming up at 1:30. And then what you want to do is have your calendar open so that you can see exactly what it is that you need to do. So you can open the task again to see if there's any additional information. Once you've completed the task, you can mark it as completed, and it's going to tick it off and also fade the task. Now, the good thing about tasks is that once the time has gone, if you have not ticked it, it will stay as the darker color. If you see up here at 9 and 9:30, they have faded out because the time has gone past. So even if I didn't check and respond to emails, it's going to fade. Whereas with a task, if I don't mark off that I've sent 5 networking emails, it's going to stay as dark blue so that I can see that it still needs doing. So let's say invoicing took me a bit longer and I didn't get to send the 5 networking emails. What I can do is I can just drag that and move it to wherever I want it. So instead, I'm going to do it as my first task on Thursday, and I'm going to move that to 1:30. So you can always see what you've done, what needs doing, and you can move them around if needed. So that's how you can plan your tasks and your day in Calendar. But I also want to show you how you can use this same feature within your emails. So this is just my dummy account. It's a non-paid for Google Workspace. So this is a simmonscounselling@gmail.com kind of Google Workspace. So I want to show you what you can do on the free version, and then in a little bit I'm going to just show you what you can do on the paid for version that goes a little bit further. So the first thing to show you here is that on the right hand side you also have your task list here, so you can keep that open at all times if you want. So you can see here that I've got tomorrow, send 5 networking emails. I don't have my one at 1:30 because I've already ticked it off, so it has removed it from my task list. So here you can see a list of all the tasks that you've got to do, and they will be in date order. So let's say now I'm dealing with some emails and I see that I have an email from a client that I've invoiced because they've said that I've invoiced them incorrectly or that they need to change an appointment, but I don't have time to deal with that right now, but I don't want to forget about the email. So what I want to do is add this email to my task list. So if you tick the email and then come up here, it says add to tasks. It has the name of the email here, and then I can add some details. So my details are going to be resend client invoice, and then I'm going to add a date and time. So here I'm going to say, right, I'm going to do that tomorrow, and I'm going to do that at 2 o'clock. Okay, so now you can see it's put it in order. So the first thing I have to do is tomorrow at 1:30, and then I have another one at 2 o'clock. So if you go back to your calendar, you can see here that that has been added to your task list as well. So the good thing here with your tasks is if it's an email, let's say you've forgotten which email it is that you are dealing with, you can click here and it's going to open the email that you have added the task for. So then you can read the email and say, that helps me, go and do the changes that you need to do, and then reply to the client and say, here's the updated invoice. Once you've done that, you can tick it. It's going to remove it from your task list, but the email is going to stay in your inbox until you move it. If you go to your calendar, again, that is also going to be marked off as completed and faded out. So it's a really handy way for you to be able to know what's outstanding, what needs doing. And finally, if you have a paid for Google Workspace account, so I'm just going to move over to my paid account. Here you have your mail. So when you normally log on to Gmail, you can see your mail here. What I've done is I've just clicked on spaces, and now you can create a space. So what this means is it's a way for you to manage bigger projects, a way for you to add notes about things, a way for you to assign tasks with people. So let's say you are working with a virtual assistant, you can create a space with you and them, and then you can work on a project together. So I'm going to click on new space, and I want to create a space. So this would be a specific project that you're working on. So let's say you are working on creating a blog. So your space could be called blog launch. You can add a description if needed, and you can also add different people. So these are the people on my team. So you can add different people too. So I'm just going to add Claire. If the person that you're working with is outside of your organization, you can tick this as well, so that if people aren't part of your @simmonscounselling.com, they can join. So maybe you're working with a VA, but you haven't given them a PA at your company name, so you can just allow them to do that. So I'm just going to untick that for now. I would suggest ticking on the advanced section and organizing the conversation by topic. So tick that and create. So now we have our space here. So we're talking about a blog launch. So let's say there are some things that we need to do in the blog launch. So I'm going to click on new topic, and the topic for this is set up mailing list. So now what you can do is start a conversation with people, or you can just do this with yourself, but just create reminders and things like that. So if you're working with someone, you can say at whoever, can you answer this? So let's say we've got at Claire. Can you please research into mailing list providers and send me a report on your findings? So you can click send, and then Claire is going to be notified about that. If we have then a new topic, let's say this topic is going to be blog titles, for example, and then we have a new topic here, and then you can have a conversation back and forth here. And when I talk about a conversation, if you're just working by yourself, you can just have a conversation with yourself and just remind yourself what you've done and things like that. You can also upload files. So let's say Claire has now done the research and she has created a report for you. What she can do is reply and upload a file, and what's going to happen is that is going to show up in the file tab. So that's just going to say what the file name is, who it was posted by, and the date it was posted. So you'll have a list of all the files that have been uploaded. So let's say, for example, you write a blog that you want your VA to upload. You can add that as a file and everything's in one place. The other thing you can do is allocate tasks. So again, if you go to the task section, you can add a space task. So you can add the title, you can add any details you want here. You can add a date and time if you want to, and you can also assign it. So I'm going to assign it to myself, and I'm going to add a date and time that I'm going to do this. So I'm going to do this on Friday the 6th, and I'm going to do that at 1:30 when I know I'm doing some admin. Click OK and click add, and then my task is going to be added there. It's also going to be added in my task section, and it is also going to be added onto my calendar. So this is a different calendar because this is my paid for calendar rather than the calendar we were working with a second ago. Okay, so now you can see the different ways that you can add yourself tasks, use the calendar, Gmail and the task section to manage your practice. This works really well whether you are working alone by yourself to be able to manage what it is you're working with, or whether you have a small team. So if I go back to the blog launch here, you can see here that I've created a task for myself to do that. And anywhere you tick the task to say it's been completed, it will update all the free sections too. Files that you want to add can either be Excel documents, PDF documents, things that are not within Google Workspace, or what you can do is share the file and you can use your Drive to pick something that you want to share with the space. Okay, so I've just asked Claire to send a reply so that you can see what it looks like. And basically what happens is you will get a notification in your spaces section, just like you would in your mail section. So I've got 3 unread emails here, and I've got 1 unread message from Claire. So what you can do is just click on the spaces. You can see where the message has come from because you've got the little red dot here. So I'm going to click on blog launch, and it's going to take me straight to the chat and show me what has just happened with the little blue circle here to say that it's a new message. It also moves the notifications around so that I can see that this message has been sent last. So this is a really fantastic way to be able to manage your practice just from one system. So yes, there are other options like Asana and Trello, but that's taken you out of your Google Calendar, your Gmail account, and the places that you are most of the time. So if you want to keep everything in one place, this is a really easy way for you to be able to do that. Okay, so that was my video all about how to use Google Workspace as a project management system. I really hope you found that useful, and now you have some tools to be able to really effectively manage your time better and make sure that you don't forget anything that you need to do. Until next time, thanks for watching.